You know what's funny, as I'm um, just looking back on some things, talking with God in prayer and things like that, He reminds me how hard they're trying to take away "In God We Trust" out of our dollars, and how prayer was taken out of the schools. You can't even say Jesus at your job. God is being taken away from a lot of things. And the last thing we need is to take God out of our prayer life. Becoming too busy with work, school, children, marriage, everyday life, and forgetting Jesus, forgetting to pray, forgetting to read your word. That's huge. It's amazing that it takes such a great thing to happen, like what's happening right now in this pandemic, for us to realize how much we need Him. You know, how much we need to call upon His name, more so today than ever. It's just amazing that it never fails. It's always when something so big happens to us in our lives, personally, and now the entire world, that is causing us now to realize, wow, I have stopped praying. I have not been studying His word. Some have stopped going to church. Not that the church building is where, how do you say it before I say something wrong? It's not that the church building is where you get saved. A lot of people get saved in a church building. What I'm saying is we are the church. So people have stopped coming to church, congregating, that is. The word also speaks about that, coming together, assembling ourselves together to worship and to pray. So that's a great thing. But a lot of us have stopped going to the church to do other things. We just in total have really pushed God aside. We have pushed Him aside. The government is already trying to do that again, trying to take Him away from the dollars, the monies. And again, they've taken it away from school and the prayer and things like that. So I'm just reiterating, the last thing we need is to take God out of our lives by not praying, not reading and studying His word. That is the last thing we need to do. If anything, we need to unite a lot more today than we have been ever. So it's just a little moment, to think how much we have pushed God aside and how much we need Him, more today than we've ever had. So as we're getting back to praying as we should, studying His word, and just adding God back into our very lives, into our homes, into our family, into our everything, that we don't forget that we continue to do this when all this is over, when all this is said and done, that we don't do it only because we're going through this, because we human beings are very well known for that, is that we do the things that we do. We implement God, we seek God, we fast, we pray, we get into the word like never before. We become some fireballs in God. We are ready to preach. We are ready to bring others to get saved, and we are ready and on fire for God. And then when everything is good, then we forget Him again. Let us not forget Him today. Let us not forget Him tomorrow. Let us not forget Him when all this is said and done. But let us carry Him in our hearts, and let us continue to be the light in this dark world. That was it. Thank you for listening.